Evening, everybody. My name is Mackenzie Knoll, and today I'm going to talk to you about my final research proposal subject. What I wanted to observe was whether or not there were any specific ACL injury prevention programs that could reduce the amount of peak ground reaction force. Peak ground reaction force has been associated with non-contact ACL injuries. This simply means when you're just exerting a maximal amount of load onto your lower extremities, it's the amount of force that is, which the more force there is, the more load there is, the more than likely you're going to put so much strain on that anterior cruciate ligament, it's going to either tear partially or fully. This is almost always followed up by a very costly reconstructive knee surgery, followed by months of physical therapy and rehabilitative services. Now, luckily, there is one program which has been proven to decrease the amount of peak ground reaction force. This is called the Knee Constraint Device Wearing Program. All you do is simply put on the knee constraint device, which starts at about midway through the thigh, extends halfway through the calf, and you wear this during normal practices. There's no specific training you need to do. All you need to do is wear the device, continue on with your normal life. Now, the other program, which has been proven to decrease the amount of peak ground reaction force, is the hip strengthening program. Now, just as it clearly states, it strengthens your hips and your knees as well. And specifically, it targets the hip extensors, hip abductors, and knee extensors. This will reduce the amount of load that you're putting towards that anterior cruciate ligament. It will distribute the load through those different muscles of your body. It'll grow those muscles. Now, for my study, I used 90 collegiate Division I female athletes. 30 of these subjects were participating in the knee constraint device wearing program, 30 were in the hip strengthening program, and 30 were a control group. They did not receive any one of the programs, and they continued along with their regular soccer practices. Measurements were taken every week for 4 weeks and 4 weeks after the completion of the study on peak ground reaction force, as well as your isometric maximal strength from your to see if we're growing muscle or not. And we're also in the knee constraint device wearing program, we were also measuring the amount of knee flexion, because with the increased amount of knee flexion, you're going to have less peak ground reaction force. Now, the results of this were very, very interesting. There was a significant decrease in peak ground reaction force for both the hip strengthening and the knee constraint device wearing programs, even after 4 weeks. 4 weeks after the completion of the program, most participants were wanting to buy a knee constraint device, and most even reported continuing with their hip extensor, hip abductor, and knee extensor exercises with their regular practices even months after the study, which is great to hear. Compliance was just wonderful in this study. Now, although there were limitations, the fact that they were only women, no males, and they were Division I collegiate, very specific group, but this study just serves as a really, really great foundation for just building up different ACL injury prevention programs. It doesn't have to be just hip musculature and knee constraint. We can combine the two and see what happens there. Or we can use different control groups, such as high school athletes, or males, or older males, younger males. Like, the possibilities are endless. But what this study just really, really showed us that there is hope. I mean, that ACL prevention programs are, in fact, effective in not just this study, but several others. And I hope more research is done on this, because ACL injuries are very costly and players just aren't the same after. The re-injury is so high, and return to play is just never quite the same. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you learned a lot. I know I learned so much for this. This is one of my most favorite projects I've ever done. Thank you.